What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So, well, a common question I've been getting a lot lately from the people who have followed me for a long time is, Matt, what's up with the cowboy hat? So we're going to get into it. Let's go. Just to let you guys know, I've been doing this channel for only a couple of years now. But when it comes to cowboy hats, I've been wearing them for a very long time. Believe it or not, the first time I ever wore a cowboy hat was when I got back from my first tour in Iraq in 2003. I was stationed in 29 Palms, California, and my buddies were from Arizona, so they decided to take me out to Cave Creek, Arizona, and enjoy the honky-tonk scene. So they started taking me out there to honky-tonk scenes. We'd go to rodeos that would come out there, and I had such a blast. I loved the atmosphere. I loved the people that were wearing their cowboy hats. I loved the look of the hats. I loved the look of the boots. I love the look of the belt buckles and all the good stuff. And then that's when I decided, all right, I need to get myself into this. So that's when I started wearing my cowboy boots and my cowboy hats and my buckles and all that other stuff. Now, first I want to throw out there, I've never once ever claimed to be a cowboy. All right, I'm not a cowboy. I just like my Western stuff. I love my Western attire. I like the people. I like the people. I really like the people. My entire unit in Iraq, as well, First Battalion, 7th Marines, who's that Charlie. Most of my platoon, believe it or not, was from Texas, or we're from Montana, or we're from Wyoming. So there was such a. It's funny when I came back, is my family always said like, hey, you have kind of a Southern draw-ish kind of thing going on, and that's because I serve with the same guys all the time that you start picking up their mannerisms, and when you spur with them for so long, then you move out to those type of areas, those mannerisms kind of follow you a little bit. Anyway, but I started wearing my first hats back in 03 when I got back from my first tour in 03, and I just went out to honky tonks, had a good old time. And I didn't know much about them. I never wore one that fit right. The cowboy boots I wore were too big, and I felt like all gaudy and just everything. It just nothing seemed right. And as the bars and my hat was falling off and stuff like that, I had a nice. Remember, I think it was a 10X Stetson was my very first hat. A black 10X Stetson felt hat. Great hat. I wear that all year round and stuff like that. And it got so beat up, and just because I didn't know how to take care of it, that I needed to decommission it. Right. But anyway, so and then the next hat I got was a Resistol. I got myself which are by far my favorite hats are Resistols. They're just very, very pricey. I got a Resistol, if I remember, it was a 7X Resistol, if I remember, and I couldn't quite afford much. And even a 7X Resistol then was in the hundreds. Hats are not easy, are not cheap when you get to like a felt hat and stuff like that. So I had a Resistol, and I was wearing that all the time. But that's when I really started getting into the hat mannerisms and stuff like that. And that's when I also started buying straw hats. For those of you who don't know, how it usually works is basically between Memorial Day and Labor Day, you're supposed to be technically wearing a straw hat. So, you wear whatever you want, honestly, wear whatever you want. But basically the whole thought behind it is like a straw hat like this, they're very cheap. Yeah, they're a lot cheaper than a felt hat. They're not the good hats. The felt hats are the good hats. Like if you saw a video that I did the other day about the soccer girls, I was wearing my felt hat, but at the same time, I actually was going to a memorial service that day, so you need to wear a nice hat for the memorial service. So that's what I was going to be wearing. Whereas these hats right here, straw hats, are designed for kind of summer. The air flows through them. So a lot of them have vents. They're light on your head. The wind blows. They wobble around like crazy because they're just not as good as a nice felt hat. I love my felt hat. Now my felt hat is a Ariat hat, and this one is a Justin that I found at a Tractor Supply. And they never quite fit me right when I get to straw hats. But anyway. So I started wearing hats in 2003, and I wore it all the way through my military service to the point where my nickname in the Marine Corps was the Connecticut Cowboy. It was pretty bad. I was the Connecticut Cowboy. I was always, walking around in my cowboy boots and my boot cut Wranglers and my cowboy hat and stuff like that, and they started calling me Connecticut Cowboy, and that just followed me through my time in service. I'm at the Connecticut Cowboy. And when I got in the Marine Corps in 06, I was still the same way. I was still wearing my hats and stuff like that. And then I got married in 2005. We moved out to Arizona. And I just wanted to just become who I was. I just always wore a cowboy hat and everything else. And for years, I was just wearing a cowboy hat. Between 2003 to probably about 2012, I was wearing cowboy hats. All right, that's how long I was wearing cowboy hats. And then we moved back out to Connecticut because my family was out here. And I started wearing my cowboy hat around, and I'd get some weird looks at people, and that's when I started getting into like tactical, the tactical stuff and the shooting and stuff. So I was no longer wearing the cowboy hats, as I just didn't like the looks anymore, and people looked at me all funky and stuff. So what I started doing is I got rid of my cowboy hats out of there. A little worn out. My resistol and my brown resistol was worn out, so I got rid of the hats for a while. And then just not probably about 3 months ago, I was just out there. I was doing one of my sites. I was doing a site check on a site, and the sun's just beating down on my neck. And I'm out there in the hot, and that was about a month and a half ago. I was out in there hot. The sun's just beating down my neck. My neck was so sunburned, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get myself a cowboy hat. So I got back into it, went to Tractor Supply, picked up this one, and then I also wear the area hat. That's my nice hat that you'll see me wearing every now and then too. So traditionally, the way how it works, you wear a straw hat in that small time window between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and you wear a felt hat the rest of the year, and for special events and for formal events and stuff like that, because that's the actual good hat. Now those hats are expensive when you start getting the felt hats. So if you guys are looking for felt hats, how I can do is give you a couple names and you gotta look at the prices. There's a lot of different cuts, there's a lot of different crowns, there's a lot of different brims and all this other stuff. So there's a lot going into that. But when I got my area hat, I ordered that online, which people are like, how dare you order an online hat? Because I know my hat size is why I did it, and then I actually shaped it myself to how I liked it. Because I have years of wearing them, I learned how to shape them how I like it on my head and stuff like that too. But anyway, that's the reason I wear cowboy hats. A lot of people have been asking, Matt, why are you wearing cowboy hats all of a sudden? So there it is, guys. That's why I wear cowboy hats. One, because I like them. All right, I enjoy them. They're great. They're great hats. They're just great hats. They're comfortable. They look nice, especially if you get the nice felt ones. There's some straw ones that look pretty nice too. This one for me is just the one that gets me through the summer. Right, but even then, I'll still put on my felt every now and then and stuff like that, because it's just such a nice hat. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope that's answered your question. So like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Don't forget to turn the notification button on. And remember, guys, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.